My name is Makenzie Hanson. Today we are going to talk about young adulthood and the different life changes that occur between the ages of 20 and 30. I will help you understand the different key life changes by giving different media examples. The information and statistics were provided for the presentation by Discovering the Lifespan, which was written by Robert S. Feldman. To start my presentation, I will use a quote by Patrick Rothfuss that depicts the introduction or transition into young adulthood. He once said, "When we are children, we seldom think of the future. This innocence leaves us free to enjoy ourselves as few adults can. The day we fret about the future is the day we leave our childhood behind." This quote shows that young adulthood is when you begin to let go of being a child and the idea of thinking in the present and begin to look forward to the future. Young adulthood is when you start thinking about money, a career, relationships, marriage, and even children. Young adulthood is when you start to apply the lessons that you have learned throughout the years to larger scale issues like supporting a family and raising children. You will still make mistakes and learn valuable lessons in young adulthood. However, this is the period when things become more serious and it is time to set a plan for the rest of one's life. Young adulthood can be characterized by growing up and getting big responsibilities. It is where you learn to take on different situations and how to deal with them. It is oftentimes when you learn how to deal with taking care of someone else other than yourself. The pictures that I have chosen represent some of the different life events that could happen throughout young adulthood. Some of the things that I chose to represent in my pictures are going to college and getting a diploma, going to graduate school, getting a job, like having a career, or getting married and having serious relationships, and then creating a family by having children. Although not all of these things happen in young adulthood, a lot of these are some of great examples of what might happen to some people. It is the time when people learn about their interests and decide what they want to do with the rest of their life. After looking at the different photos, I'm now going to go into depth about what it's like to learn to build relationships and even get married. As you listen to the song Never Stop by Safety Suit, I encourage you to think about wedding vows, times of bliss with marriages, finding love in different relationships.
This is my love song to you. Let every woman know I'm yours, so you can fall asleep each night, babe, and know I'm dreaming of you more. You're always hoping that we make it. You always wanna keep my gaze. Well, you're the only one I see, love, and that's the one thing that won't change. I will never stop trying. I will never stop watching as you leave. I will never stop losing my breath every time I see you looking back at me. And I will never stop holding your hand. I will never stop opening your door. I will never stop choosing you, babe. I will never get used to you. And with this love song to you, it's not a momentary phase. You are my life, I don't deserve you, but you love me just the same. And as the mirror says we're older, I wanna look the other way. You are my life, my love, my only, and that's the one thing that won't change. I will never stop trying. I will never stop watching as you leave. I will never stop losing my breath every time I see you looking back at me. And I will never stop holding your hand. I will never stop opening your door. I will never stop choosing you, babe. I will never get used to you. You still get my heart racing. You still get my heart racing. For you still get my heart racing. You still get my heart racing for you. I will never stop trying. I will never stop watching as you leave. I will never stop losing my breath every time I see you looking back at me. never stop holding your hand. I will never stop opening your door. I will never stop choosing you, babe. I will never get used to you.
Young adulthood is characterized by the time where people learn what traits or things they're looking for in a significant other, and it allows them to find someone who's special that can contribute to their personal life. Never Stop by Safety Suit reminds me of marriage vows because it talks about being there through everything. I contribute marriage to one of the building blocks that young adults encounter because the median rate for first marriages for men is 27 and is 25 for women. This song reminds me of what we consider to be the honeymoon stage, or time of bliss in marriage, where spouses are flustered and in love with their fresh marriage. Although not all relationships may last, there are relationships that can be learned from, whether it be through friendships, significant others, or spouses. 3 factors of advice the book gives us in order to prevent and successfully weather through the stress of relationships are working to build fondness and affection towards each other, remaining aware of events in each other's lives and responding to those events, and considering problems as controllable and solvable. By using this advice, we can hope to build relationships and keep them strong by avoiding stress. The poem that I picked to represent young adulthood is A Prayer for My Daughter, which was written by William Butler Yeats in 1919 and published in 1921. In the poem, Yeats is talking about protecting his newborn child from the outside world and the war that is going on at the time, which he refers to in the poem as the storm. This reflects all new parents in young adulthood because for new parents, their first worry is protecting their newborn child and hoping that they can keep them sheltered from the outside world. I think that Yeats' poem can relate to all new parents because all new parents are filled with worries about how they're going to raise their newborn. Therefore, young adulthood can be characterized as full of new experiences, stressful, and exhausting. Dealing with new experiences like a newborn can lead to a lot of changes for a couple. Couples that enjoy their marriage are oftentimes more likely to enjoy raising their child. My last example of young adulthood is shown through the movie Life as We Know It. I provided a short clip that will show the different experiences that a young couple has to go through when they receive an unexpected child after the child has lost her parents. The young couple has to change different parts of their lifestyle to fit the needs of the baby. The two must learn to grow up and take responsibility for being a parent. They must learn to do things like change diapers, feed the baby, and balance work with having a child. All these things describe what it's like to be a parent between the age of 20 and 30. It can be a struggle to balance work and a child, but it is important to remember that the child is your main priority. It is important that couples have a safe and stable environment for their children. Each child, on average, costs about $233,000 by the age of 18, so it is important that parents plan to have a financially stable environment. By having a plan, this can eliminate a lot of stress that can be put on the couple, and it can also provide that they are able to enjoy raising their child. By having a less stressful environment, this can prove to increase the happiness of the family and create a happy, healthy home. Young adulthood is a time for life-changing experiences. It is truly when we decide who we are and what we want to do with the rest of our lives. It can be filled with struggles, like losing a job or hard relationships, but it can also be filled with blessings, like strong relationships and getting married, having a job, and building a family. It's big moments like these that we learn life lessons and define who we are.